Welcome back. Hiring Hoosiers connects you and your family to jobs and training opportunities. We're also exploring some barriers that some face while looking for a job and the equity and diversity efforts many companies are making right now.
That's right, Lauren. I spoke with the new hires now tasked with helping companies create a more equitable and diverse workplace.
Working from home, there are some important new hires you might not have met in person yet.
My name is Kara Herring.
Brian Richardson Jr.
Diane McDaniel.
Over Zoom, I chatted with Kara, Brian, and Diane. They work in three very different industries, but each of them is leading a brand new role in their organization as the head of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Talk about what this, really means to Hoosiers.
To be the best of ourselves, diversity, equity, and inclusion is needed in every sector.
Let's start with Diane.
I'm excited to be in this role at Community Health Network.
Since she began in December, Diane has been assessing practices, policies, and hiring procedures. It's meant to provide a roadmap for improvement.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's tough work.
And that includes tough conversations and active listening. But Diane says the work is crucial, especially when the health of Hoosiers is on the line.
Patient demographics throughout the United States. That is another reason why healthcare is saying, let's look within.
From the medical world to the sports world, improving equity isn't a sprint, it's a marathon.
So this is a step in that process of running that marathon.
And Brian says his new job is a calling.
It was a dream that I never dreamt, but something that I've been working for my entire life.
After working in diversity and equity roles for several organizations, including Indiana University, in December, Brian became the director of diversity, equity, and inclusion for the Indianapolis Colts.
Extremely humbled and grateful to be here. Sports is a great way to unite a lot of people.
Brian's goal is to unite even more people within the Colts organization and community. Listening to feedback and starting a conversation is the starting line, and cultivating greater understanding and acceptance is the end game.
The last thing I want to do is say, hey, look at the Colts and how they're leading in the community for all of these things related to different identity groups. The goal is to elevate the voices of the people who are already doing the work.
Brian says it's about creating space. Space, Kara Herring says, is necessary.
Well, let's just be honest here. I am a Black woman in America. So there are issues of intersectionality that I have to grapple with daily.
She's a mom, an ordained pastor, and the Chief Equity, Inclusion, and Opportunity Officer for the state of Indiana.
Yes, I'm here to look at issues that disproportionately impact Black and brown people across the state. But I'm also here to advocate for women and veterans and individuals with disabilities and anyone who's grappling with the unequal distribution of wealth in our country.
Like Brian and Diane, her first order of business is to listen to people and collect data about her workplace to help continue social conversations that were already happening. And Kara says in all industries, these new equity, diversity, and inclusion positions are just the first step in a long journey towards growth and understanding.
But while I think it's fantastic, we just have to make sure that we're putting the resources and the structure behind those positions to set them up for success.